What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, here to take a look today at the new Yoshi and Mario statues from First 4 Figures. Before I get into today's video though, you guys have a very, very easy job to do, and that's to subscribe. Ta-da! There we go. Graphics seemed a little slower today. Maybe my timing was a little off. Although I am a little off too, you probably hear it in my voice. Just to let you know, brief health update with me. I'm still having issues. Thus concludes the brief health update. Today, taking a look at this Mario and Yoshi Standard Edition. There is also a bonus edition statue. Now, First 4 Figures does some really cool stuff. But you'll notice, and I'm going to highlight the price here, they are not cheap. This thing is going to run you north of $500 US, which is very expensive. Now, they do really nice quality stuff. I guess the question you have to ask yourself when you look at a lot of these figures is it worth it? Mario, there's no shortage of Mario stuff. You see merchandise with him on it everywhere. Legos, Matchbox cars, figures, blind boxes, plastic figures. Just everybody seems to get their hand in the pie on Mario. So it's not that First 4 Figures really has any claim to Mario. Not in the way that, say, Blizzard Entertainment did with that Arthas helmet that I bought, where it's kind of, if you want it, we're the only people that own the access to this mold or whatever. Nintendo is very liberal with their physical merchandise. They partner with many people, which is why there's no shortage of said Mario merchandise. But First 4 Figures always takes it to what I would say the extreme in terms of quality and level of detail. What makes these so unique is they're going to try to hit about 1,000 sold. It doesn't mean they're going to cap off at 1,000. To further support our video game line, if at the end of the 6-week period the order does not hit 1,000, the pre-order period will extend till either 1,000 are sold, or if 1,000 are sold during the first week, then we'll stop on time. So they want to hit that number. They don't want to start production until they get there. Little different than a numbered system. A lot of times things are individually numbered. Like Phil bought me that really cool Arcane Studios poster. It was a limited number. There was 125 of them. So if you're 126 in line, too bad, so sad. You're not getting one. So this is a little different, but they're trying to hit that goal of 1,000 units. So just a little bit of the specs here, and then we'll jump into it. It is a resin statue, which includes an authentication card, and it's not as big as I think it should be when you really think of the price. It's going to stand, this includes the base now, it's going to stand at 19 inches tall, 13 inches wide, about 9.5 inches in depth. And what they're going to do is they want 10% up front, and then, they'll hold your place in line essentially. And they repeat that blurb about, hey, listen, we really want to hit 1,000 of these. The question is this worth $499 US? And it is a pretty statue. Like I said, I'm going to blow through some of these photos with you. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at the a bonus edition, so you can kind of get an idea. Now, obviously, they are doing their absolute best to frame this photo. Do not be fooled about this background or the special effects of the movement lines or the really cool kind of border that you see on most of these photos. It says Mario and Yoshi. You're not going to get that, obviously. You're just going to get the statue. And it is pretty. There's a really nice attention to detail here. One of the things that I really have always admired about First 4 Figures, and I don't personally own any of their stuff, but I've been dabbling. I keep talking myself out of that Samus Aran helmet. The way they do their molding process, you really don't see any kind of lines or any kind of like connection points. A lot of these statues you'll see where the mold ends, and you'll have these very distinct plastic lines. Sometimes they're more noticeable than others. If you go back and watch my Fallout 76 unboxing, where I got the T-51B Power Armor helmet, you'll know what I'm talking about, where there's like a very distinct line. You can clearly see where the two molds basically came together. These guys have figured out a great process where you don't see any of that. And if there is, it's naturally hidden inside of the existing geometry. So you're going to get incredibly smooth surfaces on the front, back, left, and right. You're not going to get any crazy places where like the mold breaks. And I think that's what really fetches such a high price, is they've really perfected that technology. Everything does look really incredibly seamless. The only thing I noticed on this particular statue, and it's weird that they highlight this as I say that, you can clearly tell that Yoshi, it's not a single mold. In other words, like they are clearly piece parting this. So Yoshi's head very clearly not part of the original mold of his body. It makes sense. His head is very large and probably as wide as his stomach to the tip of his tail. So it would make sense that, there would probably be a natural seam there. The arms are the one that kind of surprised me. And you'll just take a look as you look at Yoshi's arms versus, say, Mario's arms, you'll notice that Mario is nice seamless. You don't see anything there. It's look like his arm connects. The fabric looks like it's one piece. They most likely hid the connection point right here where the overalls meet the undershirt. And it's got a nice natural look to it. You don't see any weird lines. But on Yoshi's arms is weird. His legs, they figured it out. But on his arms, you have these really kind of ugly lines. It looks very broken as a mold. And I'm confused as to why they would have done that. The neck, I guess I can understand, from a physics type of standpoint. And like I said, look at how wide the nose to the back of the scale is versus like the tail to the belly. So clearly that makes sense. But the arms, I don't know, it seems odd to me. And when you're asking for this type of really ridiculous price, I feel like it needs to be perfect. If that isn't enough for you, they do actually sell a exclusive edition, and for a slight amount of more money, you can actually get Yoshi's egg. I think it comes out to about $30. Let's see, $4.99 versus $5.24. Okay, so about $25 more. You can scoop up the actual egg, and it's basically the same base, just with an egg behind it, which it looks cool. I would think if you're already in this ballpark for investing in a figure like this, you might as well splurge and just get the whole thing. You might as well get the egg, so you have a little bit more of a prop to go with it. Which, it's nice. The bases do match. And I think that's something worth highlighting here, something that I've always appreciated about this company. They do seem to take their time and make high quality bases, which is kind of hard. They're doing a lot of zoom ins here, some different angles of their face and facial features, but they've always done a nice job of making a nice quality base that does really seem seamless into the statue, that seems believable, and that really isn't that gaudy nameplate you see in a lot of other collector editions where they'll say, hey, this is, game X, buy game X, whatever. So if you're interested, I will post both of these links in the description below. And if you get some time as well, do yourself a favor and just click through a little bit of their stuff just to see some of the other stuff they make. It's, even if you don't plan on buying it, and it's very, very, very expensive stuff, they make some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figures of some of the greatest games. And there's a Samus helmet I keep eyeing up. They make some really cool stuff. So do yourself a favor and just browse through it just to see. It's free to look. But if you're interested, go ahead and jump on this. I don't believe they're going to sell 1,000 of these units anytime soon. They're going to wait to press the mold to do it at one time, which makes the most sense. I don't think this fetches that kind of price, particularly based on Mario's availability elsewhere. But if you want it, go get it. With that, I'm closing out this video. I hope you guys found it informative. Thank you all so much for watching. Please, 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 please take care of your health. It's so important. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.